Why Belly and Conrad are Endgame, a video essay. Number 1, Infinity. Belly and Conrad in Season 1 are given infinity. It's something that is tied to their childhood and just waiting to come full circle. It's not a super amazing childhood memory. It's Conrad explaining a concept he learned in math class.
What is that?
Infinity. Do you know what that means? It's really cool. I learned it in math class. So you know how numbers keep getting bigger and bigger? 100, 1,000, 1,000,000. To get to the biggest number in the world, you'd have to keep counting. Because there's always a bigger number. It's boundless.
I don't get it.
Imagine it's a racetrack. You see how there's no starting or ending point? You could travel endlessly around those curves. Goes on forever. That's infinity.
There's a lot to Belly and Conrad, especially when seen through Belly's eyes, that is romanticized and surreal. First love, right? This memory, though, is very grounded. It's literally Conrad being a nerd and sharing something he thinks is cool with her. Then we flash forward and Conrad has gotten her infinity for her birthday.
At least he remembered infinity.
He gets nervous and chickens out on giving it to her, though.
Open mine now, Belly.
Oh, wow, they're gorgeous. Thank you, Susannah.
My mom gave me these pearls for my sweet 16. Radiant, isn't she? They look great on you, sweetheart.
Oh, I'm next. Here.
Thank you.
It's a good luck charm to help you pass your driving test.
Perfect. Thank you.
Think fast, Belly.
What? Steven. Wow, Steven, I can't believe you actually spent money on me.
Relax, I just didn't want you stealing mine next year when I get in.
Conrad, do you want to give Belly your present?
Sorry, I forgot.
That's cool. I wasn't really expecting anything anyway, so.
I interpreted it as Conrad, knowing that his mom was dying and seeing the special moment of Susannah handing down her family pearls to Belly, felt like it wouldn't be appropriate to give her the necklace. But Jenny, as the writer, has backstory we don't have. With the backstory of how Conrad came into possession of the necklace, she explains why he was nervous. I think that explanation fits nicely into what I was just talking about. It's this random, old memory of them, one of thousands in the context of their whole lives. But this one unextraordinary moment means everything to both of them. And the fact that it's infinity is the work of an intentional writer. Out of all the things that could be special to Belly and Conrad, Jenny chose infinity. You don't give that type of symbol to just any couple. It represents something big to tell viewers that we need to pay attention to them. They're important. Invisible String, being one of the Taylor Swift songs that plays during a Belly Conrad scene, is another way of connecting Belly and Conrad to infinity. I'll get to all the Taylor stuff later, though. The necklace in and of itself also becomes a symbol. So there's infinity as a concept that's been given to them, and now we have a physical manifestation of it in the necklace. It becomes a representation of where Belly and Conrad are in their infinity. Multiple times Conrad tries to give it to her, and either he chickens out or she rejects it. A representation of all the false starts in Season 1.
Conrad, do you want to give Belly your present?
Sorry, I forgot.
Did you buy me that infinity necklace for my birthday? I knew it! I knew I
Please, can you give me some privacy, please?
Belly, about the necklace.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
No. I did get it for you.
Then why didn't you give it to me?
I don't know. I got embarrassed, I guess.
Why?
Belly, you don't know the effect you have on people.
Effect on people? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You do.
You can't talk to me when I'm like this. Daring you to leave me just so I can try and scare you. You're the West Village. You still do it for me, baby. They all warn us about times like this.
I feel like I keep doing the wrong thing when it comes to you. This is yours. You don't have to keep it or anything. You could throw it in the ocean, burn it. I just...
What?
I just... don't want to lose you.
It's too late.
At the end of the summer, she finally accepts it, and his promise of being infinite, even though they're leaving the summer single.
This was always yours. No matter what happens, we'll still be infinite.
She's wearing it in September when he calls her for the first time since the summer. They're not together. They haven't been talking. But Belly loves him and is finding comfort in his promise that they're infinite.
It's cool. My roommate snores even louder than you do, which...
Oh, come on. I don't snore.
Yes, you do. You 1,000% do. I've heard you through the walls for years. Only when you're really tired, though.
There's this beautiful moment during the love scene in episode 2 where Conrad is unbuttoning her sweater and you're expecting the reveal to be Belly in her bra. Instead, the reveal is the necklace, and he looks up at her wonderstruck. After that reveal, the necklace is actually a prominent feature of the rest of the scene, and it's kind of a stand-in for the usual sexy shots. Instead of seeing Belly or Conrad's body, you see that infinity symbol gleaming. Belly presumably wears it as her everyday necklace until prom.
Belly, don't leave it like this.
You were the one leaving like
No.
We don't see it again until Belly finds it in his dorm, on top of his desk, front and center. A sign that he's still in love with her and has, or wants to have, hope that they'll find their way back to each other. It's a similar reason to why Belly wore the necklace before he called her in September. Despite not being with him, despite not talking, she took comfort in the promise of infinity. This comfort and hope is what he's giving up when he gives the necklace back to Belly at the end of season 2.
You should take it. It's still yours.
No.
I don't want to keep it anymore.
We've done this before.
Doesn't feel like last time.
And it took you 5 whole minutes to pack us up and leave me with it. Holding all this love out here in the hall.
Belly and Conrad both acknowledge this moment, and how it parallels the first episode of this season, the last time he gave her the necklace. Both situations are the same in the sense that they're walking away from the moment alone, but the necklace holds new weight. When he gives it to her in episode 1, there's a promise of, "We'll always be infinite," which adds a new layer to the necklace. Previously, its weight was a childhood memory, but unlike in the memory where it was just about the concept of infinity generally, now it's their infinity. They grew up as chosen family. They never imagined their lives without each other, and now it's Susannah's dying wish that's going to keep them in each other's lives. Despite the situation, Conrad makes sure that he, Belly, and Jeremiah will be at the summer house for the 4th of July, Susannah's favorite holiday. Conrad knows he and Belly are still infinite, connected forever by his mom. He's just resigned himself to a different kind of infinity. We'll see what happens with it in season 3, but the necklace and the concept of infinity seems to get bigger each season. Number 2, chemistry/compatibility. When the first season starts, it's really easy to put Belly and Conrad into the doe-eyed girl has a crush on the brooding bad boy trope. What you discover as the story unfolds is that Conrad's personality is not a brooding bad boy. He's a teenager going through a traumatic time with his mom dying and his dad cheating. He struggles with his mental health a lot, but that's not his personality either. Conrad is an introverted dork who's also athletic and competitive. He's book smart and an old soul and awkward, but in an endearing way. I'm going to break my no-book spoiler rules just a little bit to say that. In the show, we have to assume the dorky aspect based on the plentiful books in his room and his intellectual side. In the books, he was a kid with a stamp collection, a chemistry set, and an obsession with encyclopedias. There's not much of an effort to translate that to the show, but I figure it's a harmless spoiler that helps inform his character. The lingering shots of his room gives us some insight into his personality. His room is clean and his bed made. He has accolades and trophies from sailing. The football success isn't represented at the summer house, but we know he was good. The books actually look touched. He plays guitar. He's serious and responsible, which I think comes across heavily in his grieving, but it extends to the little things.
Ready?
He cleans up after the household.
Why's your aim so bad? Hey, listen, it's not my fault you can't hold a garbage bag. All right. Hey, Dumb and Dumber, can you guys go set up the fireworks? I'll clean up. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Hey. Hey.
Really? What?
After jumping in the pool, he puts a towel down, and it bothers him that Belly doesn't.
You're not gonna put down? Whatever.
You have to live with the consequences of your actions.
I'm just saying that the towel wouldn't kill you.
I used to spend so many nights on my own.
In my dreams, my future was set. A sure thing.
He's also loyal, protective, selfless, conscientious, responsible, and afraid to be a burden. A classic eldest sibling.
Remember that time he broke his arm and didn't tell anyone because he didn't want to be a bother?
Classic Connie.
And congrats on your win today. I know how much you hate to lose.
It's not about winning for me. It's about doing things the right way. Mom? Mom? Big day today, huh? Come on, let's get you upstairs. No falling today.
I'm gonna fall.
You didn't bring a coat?
Oh, I forgot, but I'm not cold.
put this up. Wanna go to the beach?
Yeah.
I got a call 2 days ago from Liam. He was asking me about a for sale sign in our front yard. I thought it was a misunderstanding. So I drove straight here. I pulled the stupid sign out of the ground. I threw it in the garbage. Seeing that sign was like losing her all over again, and I didn't want that for chair.
Adam.
No, shut up, Laurel. You don't have a vote, okay? I know Sue's made you feel like this house is part yours, but it's not.
Where do you get off saying shit like that?
Oh, you've been dreaming about Stanford since you were 10 years old.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to think I was deserting you or something. But look, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna stay proud.
You know, I just feel everyone's slipping away, and the house is the last thing tying us together.
We're not giving up.
I'm not giving up.
I'm gonna figure something else out.
You got a plan?
No. Not yet.
Of course, he also has his faults. He can be an immature jerk, especially when he doesn't know how to process his feelings, and sometimes he's condescending. His grow-up line is a classic.
All I wanted was to go to a drive-in with a guy that I think is cute and sweet, and you guys had to come and ruin it.
And us showing up for like 2 minutes? Ruined that, really? Grow up, Belly.
I'm sorry to interrupt your little moment.
She was helping me.
So you'll accept her help, but not mine? Got it. Glad to know where I fall in the ranking of ex-girlfriends.
Grow up.
Go to hell.
I should have known you'd be like this.
What do you mean?
Forget it.
No, say it. Tell me.
I knew it was a bad idea starting something with you.
I don't believe you.
It was a huge mistake.
I hate you.
Good.
Yeah. You're a real fucking asshole, you know that?
Grow up, Jer.
I did grow up. I watched Mom slip away a little bit every single day. While you were at college, or with Belly, or moping around after you screwed that up.
Jerry, you know for a fact that I came home every second I could.
But it wasn't every day.
Okay. What do you want, a medal? So tell me, how long has this thing been going on? A week? No? Okay. Oh my God, so that was your first kiss? No. Because Bells, what did you say to me last summer on the beach? You said it was a few times. Few usually means, what, 3, 4? I mean, how many times was it last summer, guys? Belly, which one of us is a better kisser, me or him?
Leave her alone, Conrad.
The world may never know.
He's also a casualty of Adam's toxic masculinity. He's internalized that he has to be strong and the man of the house and take care of everyone all the time, especially at the expense of his own well-being. It's a wonderful martyr complex his dad has nurtured. All of that combined is who Conrad is. The good, the bad, the traumatized, the immature. If you get caught up in the broody bad boy trope, you're never going to understand Belly and Conrad, because a broody bad boy isn't who Belly has been falling in love with every year since she was 10, and it's not who she was in a relationship with. Conrad hit a rough patch during the last year of his mom's life, and especially in the last month, as he realized there was no hope. There was panic attacks, depression, poor communication, emotional unavailability, etc. But for the rest of their lives, Conrad was attentive to Belly. He let her tag along as kids and took her side when Jer and Steven made fun of her. He taught her how to dance and how to throw a football.
For me, everything good, everything magical happens between the months of June and August.
You've always been so good to her. Remember when you were the only one who'd let her tag after you and the boys?
Stevie, I need a partner.
Yeah, right. Here, I'll show you.
What about the game?
Give me 1 second. 2, 3, rock step. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rock step.
Okay.
It's okay. It's fine. Let's try again. Come on.
Okay, yeah, my hand's kind of sweaty.
That's okay. Mine too. 7, 8.
As a boyfriend, Conrad was the guy that drove 5 hours to Belly's house with a lollipop bouquet to nervously confess that she made him happy and he wanted to be with her.
I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm here. I brought candy. Belly, I don't think I could ever get over you. I mean, I'm not. I'm here. But whenever I talk to you, I'm just happy. And I gotta say, standing in front of you right now, it's torture. Not being able to kiss you.
He's the guy that called and talked on the phone for hours, helping her with trigonometry and listening to idle gossip about her friends' love lives and her deepest thoughts about love and her parents' divorce.
I mean, like, no, who invented trig and why do they torture innocent high school students with it?
Can't be that bad.
No, it's bad. It's really bad. I mean, I can't keep up with all the letters.
Well, you know, the first thing you gotta do is determine if it's a right angle triangle or not.
So apparently, that guy that Katie was seeing had a girlfriend the whole time. I mean, it just sucks. Like, he didn't really seem like the type, you know? I was thinking if my dad had cheated on my mom, she probably wouldn't have even cared. Is that harsh?
No, but you really think Laurel wouldn't have a reaction?
I mean, kinda. Like, nothing about my dad ever excited her, you know? They were, like, never romantic around each other.
And you want to see your parents being romantic?
Maybe. I mean, I just can't imagine marrying someone who didn't give me fireworks. You know, like electric jolts every time I saw them.
Were you surprised when you found out your parents were getting divorced?
Yes and no. I mean, I always thought divorce meant fighting, you know, and there was none of that. I mean, they were cold for a little while, but, now everything's kind of back to normal.
In a weird way, that must almost be a little harder to understand.
Exactly.
He drove 5 hours to her house to pick her up, and 5 hours back so they could sneak away to the summer house together, and then did the 10-hour drive all over again the next day to take her home. He doesn't play games by trying to be too cool for school. He's just as shy and nervous and awkward as she is, and most importantly, just as in awe of her as she is of him.
Wow, that tastes
Amazing.
really dusty.
Okay, for your information, cocoa is my specialty. And you're welcome.
Thanks.
Dude, cocoa powder on my face?
No, just dirt. I mean, freckles.
There's a safety and trust that they have with each other as they share things they've never told anyone else.
Just never said any of this to anyone before.
Me either.
For all the shit we give Conrad about poor communication and emotionally shutting down, he opens up to her in ways that he doesn't with other people.
Why are you acting so different?
I'm not.
I know you. I mean, something's going on. Just tell me.
Belly.
Where's Bonfire of the Summer? Oh. All right, we're totally taking my car. You're not driving.
Did you know my dad cheated?
Adam cheated on Susannah.
Yeah, the first time my mom was sick, he had an affair. I found out about it last spring. Like the same day I found out about my mom's cancer coming back. I came home early from school one day and heard them fighting. She was crying so much, Belly. I've never heard her cry like that before. So I left. I went back out. I drove around town for 2 hours and came back and pretended not to know anything.
I'm so sorry. It sucks that you had to carry that secret for so long.
Yeah, it's just exhausting. Like, I couldn't turn my brain off. It was like, if you do that, then this horrible thing is gonna happen. But if you do this, then, you know, just this catastrophic thing will happen.
Oh my God, that sounds so stressful. Do you want me to order your tux?
No, I got it.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just forgot the date.
My mom's doctors are considering putting her on new meds, which must mean that the current ones stopped working.
Sorry, I'm not trying to worry you.
No, stop it. You can talk to me about anything. Especially Susannah.
I was having a panic attack. I just crumbled. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Aubrey was just the one who found me. I really wish it was you. Hey, I haven't told anyone yet, but I think I'm gonna switch my major to biology.
Really?
Yeah, I want to go pre-med.
Wow.
And for a while, I thought I wanted to go into the research end of it, but now I think I'd rather be working with actual people.
Because of your mom?
I don't want to say that they're a best friends to lovers trope because the truth is that they've always been more. Belly was crushed out her whole life, and Conrad, while less aware and less obvious than Belly, naturally and effortlessly fell in love with her. As they grew up, they didn't find that best friend zone. They bypassed it. I know there's the whole debate about him only liking her when she turned pretty. There's a bunch of one-liners in the show that are meant to prove the opposite. I made a video breaking it down if anyone is interested, but I don't want to get too sidetracked so long, story short. He liked her before she turned pretty. I debated talking about the whole childhood history thing and how Belly fits into his family and shares his values. But I don't think that really answers the question why Conrad, because Jeremiah shares this with her as well. I do think it answers the question why Belly, though. Through Susannah's passing, family has become really important to Conrad. The beach house and its traditions, and what those things symbolize, have become something he wants to prioritize in his life.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Here, honestly. Come back to cousins. The 4th of July barbecue, sticking for clamps, surfing with Jer.
Making pomegranate margaritas.
Right.
Belly is a big part of all that, and it's also something Belly shares. There's probably nothing else in the world that she values more than the summer house, and growing up there with all the traditions and magic that Susannah created.
All year long, I count the days until I'm in that house. For me, everything good, everything magical happens between the months of June and August. But one thing I do know for sure is that no matter what happens next, I will always come back to this place and these people.
This will sound weird to say, but Belly is also Susannah approved. Not just approved, but it was one of her wishes. I'll talk more about that later. Susannah always saw them as being a good fit for each other, and I think that Susannah's opinion on who would be a good partner for Conrad matters to him a lot, because he adored his mom. Obviously, he shouldn't be and never was with Belly just to please his mom, but having her blessing is special. Number 3, right person, wrong time. The issue that causes Belly and Conrad to break up isn't that they fall out of love or realize they aren't compatible. No one cheats. The long distance doesn't even make them blink an eye. They break up because of a miscommunication rooted in teenage immaturity, insecurity, and a struggle to be vulnerable.
Well, the after prom doesn't start till midnight.
Right, no, I mean, just you and me. Do you want to go somewhere we can talk?
No, let's not go anywhere. Let's stay here for a while.
All right. I just might go back to school tonight. I have an exam on Monday and everything. Is it all right if I don't go to the after prom? I'll still drop you off.
I thought you were, I thought you were spending the night.
Ellie, if I stay, I'm just gonna ruin the rest of the night for you. I don't want to do that.
Did I do something?
Ellie, can we please just go outside and talk?
I'm sorry.
I know this is hard with everything going on. Please don't shut me out.
I feel like I just keep disappointing you.
You haven't. And you aren't.
I have. All I've done today is disappoint you. You don't deserve that.
And just stop acting like this and come back inside.
I can't. I just can't.
Fine. Then if you won't say it, I will.
Say what?
That we're over? I mean, we are, aren't we?
Belly.
Don't say anything.
Belly, don't leave it like this.
You were the one leaving like this.
No. Belly, wait.
No.
Wait.
Belly is a normal, insecure teenager, but she's especially insecure when it comes to Conrad. She puts him on a pedestal and has their whole life. She can't believe he likes her, wants her, loves her, even when it's clear as day. As she gets older and develops more confidence and life experience, that insecurity won't be an issue the way it is at 16. She won't see Conrad as the cooler, older, more mature one, while she's still a little tag-along kid. Time will remedy this imbalance. It will also help heal the raw, open, bleeding wound that is Susannah's death. Most people are a mess while they're grieving, and a lot of the time the worst part of yourself is what's on display. That's why we give people grace during periods of mourning. Conrad needs some time and grace. Which brings me back to, it's the wrong time. Belly and Conrad aren't ready to be together. Right person, wrong time leaves the door wide open for them to try again later, though, when the situation has changed and they've matured. Number 4, there's Susannah's wish. Susannah is this exalted, otherworldly character even before she dies. She's magic personified, the glue that holds everyone together.
How'd it go with the boys? I told them I'd do the trial. I couldn't say no. I know it's gonna make things harder, but I don't care what the doctors say. It's going to work. You're magic. Since when do you believe in magic? I believe in you.
I just feel like I'm losing everyone.
You're not. It just takes time. You'll find your way back to each other eventually. And this place is always here for you.
Yeah, but you made every summer here so magical, Susannah. I mean, what happens?
Belly? You love this place the same way I do. If anyone can keep the magic going here, it's you.
Susannah wanted Belly and Conrad. Not that she would have been unhappy for Belly and Jer, but she always saw and wanted it to be Conrad.
When the boys threw Belly in the pool today, I swear I almost saw a smile on Connie's face.
Susannah told me that when I was born, she knew I was destined for one of her boys.
Belly looked really nice in her new dress. You're her Prince Charming, and we all know it.
Johnny seemed like his old self today, didn't he? I mean, he was so happy.
Early morning walk on the beach?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it.
I love that necklace on you.
You have no idea how happy she is that you're my girlfriend.
Susannah pushed for Belly to be a debutante because she knew she wouldn't live long enough to see Belly get married.
I really think you should let Belly have a deb season.
These debutante balls are just so problematic.
I really want to see our girl in a white dress.
Then she proceeded to push for it to be Conrad who took Belly to the ball.
I want you to ask Belly to be your escort.
She dreamed about maybe being at their wedding one day, and this deb ball was as close as she was going to get.
Look at them. She's luminous.
For Belly, Conrad is the sun, and when the sun comes out, the stars disappear.
Number 5, Taylor Swift songs. Taylor Swift was a huge influence on Jenny Han while she was writing the book series, and so while the music on the show is very intentionally chosen in general, the Taylor songs hold more weight.
But you also say that Taylor Swift, T Swift, was a large, she loomed large in your writing process. Tell me about that.
I mean, I've been a fan for years. As I was writing the books, I was listening to her music. I was listening to Fearless. I almost dedicated, the second book to her because, she just has a way, I think, with her storytelling ability, I just tap so quickly into emotions that I need to get to when I'm writing, that it was a big, my biggest wish was to get one of her songs on the show, and because I knew it meant a lot to the fans.
Yeah.
They had been begging me for years, and so that was the best gift that I could give them.
While Belly Conrad stans are disappointed by Jelly getting a Taylor song in season 2, Taylor was never a Belly Conrad exclusive thing while Jenny wrote the books. Taylor songs do mean something special, though, and it is notable that Belly and Conrad have had 6. But what is really important about the Taylor Swift songs is which songs were chosen, and how they reflect the story and the characters. False God is used in the 4th episode. It's at the end as we build up to Belly and Conrad almost kissing, and then the moment is interrupted by Jeremiah. False God is about the rush of jumping into a relationship with blind faith, despite the fear that the feelings they're giving into will turn out to be false or counterfeit in some way, that the faith is misplaced. Belly and Conrad are too scared to just go for it, to share how they feel and see where it leads.
Talk to me when I'm like this, daring you to leave me just so I can try and scare you. You're the West Village, you still do it for me. They all warn us about times like this. Is it a road gets hard and you get lost when you're led by blind faith, blind faith? We might just get away with it. Religions in your lips, even if it's a false god, and still worship. We might just get away with it. The altar is my hips, even if it's a false god, we'd still worship this alone.
Jeremiah's place in the scene is not unrelated to the concept. Jer is harboring a crush on Belly, and he thought he might finally have a chance this summer, that blind faith. But for him, it is a false god because Belly and Conrad are still worshipping their love. Lover plays when Conrad first walks out, and it's a whole slow-motion movie moment.
Yeah.
And there's a dazzling haze, a mysterious way about you, dear. Have I known you 20 seconds or 20 years?
The lyrics chosen for the entrance are just 2 lines. And there's a dazzling haze, a mysterious way about you, dear. Have I known you 20 seconds or 20 years? Belly and Conrad are in a dazzling haze of falling in love, rather than Belly's idealization as a kid, and they're rediscovering each other, exploring this new mysterious thing. They're getting to know each other and themselves in new ways, but at the same time, they're the same people who have shared a lifetime of memories. The Way I Loved You is the big epic song during the Deb Ball when Conrad steps in because Jeremiah is missing.
I miss screaming and fighting and kissing in the rain. It's 2 a.m. and I'm cursing your name. So in love that I acted insane, and that's the way I loved you. Breaking down and coming undone. It's been a roller coaster kind of rush, and I never knew I could feel that much, and that's the way I loved you.
I think I remember most of the steps.
It's not an adult, mature, healthy kind of love. It's about that passionate love you dream of as a kid, and that's the point, right? When you're young, everything is heightened and new and romanticized. And that's what the lyrics are about, and where Belly and Conrad are in their life right now. In contrast, this love is about a love that's evolved and come back around a second time. It's a less romanticized type of love, because there's acknowledgement of the bad in life and that things aren't perfect. Belly starts the summer with this sweet, innocent love for Conrad that knows no true hardships. But Conrad has changed. He's going through a hardship, and he's lost some of his innocence. They spend all season trying to find a middle ground between the innocent, sweet relationship they've shared their whole lives and this more romantic love threatened by real life. It's driven entirely by miscommunication, but the result is that once Conrad gets the secret off his shoulders and Belly can understand that his mood had nothing to do with her, their love comes back around a second time. This time it's more real because it's been tested by life. This love is a reflection of where Belly and Conrad end their journey in Season 1 and start again in Season 2.
I mean, you were going through all this alone. I wish you had told me so you didn't have to.
I wanted to. Almost did a couple of times.
We should go in.
There's so many things I want to say to you.
Don't. Not now.
Why?
Because you really, really, really need somebody right now, and I don't want to be the kind of person who takes advantage of that.
I don't just need somebody. I need you.
I don't want you to need me. I want you to want me.
I do want you.
This doesn't feel real.
How about now?
Sweet Nothing is about coming home to a partner who is your refuge, where you can shed your thick skin and just be yourself.
I think you get to pick a prize.
The first time I ever had my heart broken was at this boardwalk. I was 13. Conrad asked me to go. Just us. It was everything I'd been waiting for. The moment.
It's kind of crowded. Do you want to go out sit on the pier instead?
I was thinking we could play some ring toss.
I thought he'd asked because he wanted to hang out with me, but he'd come to the boardwalk to see her.
They said the end is coming. Everyone's up to something. I found myself running on the
Okay, come with me.
How many rings?
We'll take 3. I like your shorts.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're really nice.
I thought you said they were too short when I wore the exact same ones 2 days ago.
You think they're too short?
All right, Con, I'm gonna go get a lemonade, so win me a prize, okay?
From an objective view, Conrad has asked Belly to the pier. Whether he had a crush on the other girl or not, he didn't ask Belly to play matchmaker, and he didn't want her to just disappear. Conrad comes back to Belly, dejected, with a prize in hand for her, the best they had. In her resolve to not let him see how hurt she is, she brushes him off and rejects his gift.
All that you ever wanted from me was sweet nothing. They said the end is coming, they said the end is coming. Everyone's up to something. All that you ever wanted from me was sweet nothing.
How come you never came back?
The line for the Ferris wheel was really long.
Angie said this is the best prize they have. I thought you might like it.
I'd rather have had the giraffe, but thanks.
The worst part is, he was trying to be nice. He didn't know my heart was breaking.
Oh, wow. They haven't changed these prices in years. You can get Junior Mint a friend.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take the giraffe. Thank you. All right.
Neither of them understand that they want the same thing from each other, sweet nothing. Instead, insecurity and fear leads to 2 broken hearts, invisible string. The whole premise of the song is essentially the red string of fate. I don't know if that's what Taylor modeled it after per se, but it's a really mainstream idea, so I don't think it matters too much whether she knew or was just referencing a common concept. To provide some context to the red string, I got this next bit straight off of Wikipedia. Let's just ignore that Wikipedia is not technically credible, since anyone can edit it. It's a very Endgame concept, and therefore a very Endgame type of song. What's interesting about where the song is placed in the show is that it plays while Belly and Conrad are playing in the snow on the beach in the middle of December, while they're falling in love with each other, which is basically the entire concept of Taylor's Snow on the Beach. It's almost scary how perfect the song is for that scene on the beach, and just that time in their relationship in general. The whole night is pure and magical and dreamlike. From Conrad driving 5 hours to pick Belly up, and then 5 hours back to Cousins, to the 30% chance of snow, and giving them this winter memory of the beach house that is entirely theirs, completely separate from their families and their childhood. It's also the night that Belly and Conrad have sex for the first time, which, in theme with the night, also feels very pure and magical and dreamlike. Despite being perfect for the scene, Snow on the Beach never plays. Invisible String does.
Time, one last time, give me the blues and then purple pink skies, and it's cool, baby, with me.
Okay, let's go.
So pretty. Invisible string, tying you to me. Bold as the waitress on a 3-year trip, getting lunchtime by the lake. She said I look like an American singer.
You want me off?
Turn, mystical turn, cutting me open and healing me fine. With it clues I didn't see. Isn't it just so pretty?
Instead of getting an in the moment, falling in love at the same time, everything is magical type of song, we got a This Is a Forever song. No matter what steps we take in life, we will always find our way back to each other because there's an invisible string tying us together. It feels like a very poignant song choice, especially with the added weight of it being a Taylor song. Snow on the Beach eventually plays, but for Taylor and Steven. Which brings me to, Jenny gave Belly and Jeremiah a Taylor song. Jenny saw all the TikToks about Taylor being Belly, Conrad exclusive, and decided to troll everyone. Really, there's a TikTok. The trolling doesn't play into this really, but how she chose to troll everyone does. She didn't just give Jeremiah a Taylor song, she gave Steven and Taylor one too. She also gave Susannah Bigger Than the Whole Sky and all three Fishers' Last Kiss. Basically, she was saying it's not exclusive to Belly Conrad, or even the love triangle itself. The songs don't have a secret-coded endgame meaning just because they're Taylor songs. Their meaning comes from why they're chosen and where they're placed within the show, but that's how all music works.
Shoot! Oh! In your face!
All right, okay, I let you have that one so you don't weep when I win.
I sure you did. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Come on. Yeah! I mean... Wow. We got a game. It's tied. 3-3.
Nice shot, Belly. Wrong team.
Beautifully done. Let's go, baby.
Delicate plays for Belly and Jer. It isn't about a reciprocal love, but it's not unrequited either. It's one person's side of a love story, Jeremiah's. It explores the insecurity of starting a new, undefined relationship, but also hope for the future. For Belly and Jeremiah, it's a very fitting choice. They're just starting something up. It's all uncertain and feels like a house of cards. If someone blew on it, it would crumble. For the most part, the song lyrics are obscured by the sounds of them playing in the pool. There's the water splashing and they're teasing each other. Then all the noise fades out and we get the supercharged moment between them where they're looking into each other's eyes, and these are the lyrics we hear loud and clear. Sometimes when I look into your eyes, I pretend you're mine, all the damn time.
Is that all you got?
Yeah! No!
The song represents where Jeremiah's head is at. He wants Belly, and it feels like that might finally be within reach. But he doesn't want to get hurt, and he's struggling to get over Belly's relationship with Conrad.
When she looks at me like this, I can almost let myself believe she sees me the way she used to see Conrad. So I just keep telling myself over and over, it'll never be me. It's always going to be Conrad.
There's nothing about Delicate that inherently means the relationship is doomed, but combined with Jer's insecurities and Belly's still present feelings for Conrad, it's not a good sign long-term that their Taylor song is about an unstable foundation and playing pretend. Again, nothing against Delicate, because the song in itself is a lovely tribute to the vulnerability at the beginning of a relationship, but when it comes to an endgame ship and it's up against Invisible String, despite what I just said, Delicate is a good indication that Belly and Jeremiah will end the season together. The song is about the beginning of a relationship, and this is only their beginning. This brings me to the last Taylor song for Belly and Conrad, Exile. Exile is a song about miscommunication, missed signs, and losing someone. But there's another layer that, while obvious, I think is often overlooked. When someone is exiled, it's not a breakup. It's an expulsion from one's home.
So I release you, Conrad Fisher. I evict you from my heart.
The song uses terms that repeatedly elevate this idea of a breakup to one of exile from your homeland. Exile, homeland, crown, defend, and town. All of these terms are more closely related to defending your country and being willing to die for your homeland, only to be exiled instead. Conrad and Belly were devoted to each other, but through miscommunication, they still broke up, just like the lovers in exile. Let's go over some of the featured lyrics.
And it took you 5 whole minutes to pack us up and leave me with it. Holding all this love out here in the hall. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're not my homeland anymore.
This next section fits nicely with what I imagine is the inner dialogue in Conrad's head.
I'm not your problem anymore.
Make sure she gets back safe, okay?
Bye, Conrad.
I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
In the back and forth between the lovers, I hear more of Conrad's point of view in Taylor's lines and Belly's in Bon Iver's.
You didn't even hear me out. You never gave a warning
Of course, verbal communication is typically the most clear, but a lot of our communication is nonverbal. When you love someone who relies on a specific type of communication, it's important to try to meet them halfway, whether that's verbal or nonverbal. Their breakup was about miscommunication, and this is the song for exactly that. Number 6, Foreshadowing. I can't believe it, but there's actually more foreshadowing that we haven't talked about yet. Belly and Taylor make a pact to get over their first loves, but then Taylor finds love with Steven. It creates the anticipation that Belly will also break the pact at some point.
Steven really hurt me last year. It's not the kind of hurt that just goes away easily, you know?
Yeah.
Or like ever, maybe.
Yeah, I get it.
I know you do.
No, I think I loved Conrad longer and truer than anyone in my whole life. And I'll probably never love anyone like that again. To be honest, it's kind of a relief. I don't know if I can survive that.
Can we make a pact? Can we just leave first love in the past, like where it belongs? Yeah. Yes.
This idea that she'll never be able to put Conrad in the past is alluded to when she claims it was just echoes in the party store with Conrad.
There's like this weird moment with Conrad today.
I don't want to talk about Conrad. He really hurt you.
I know, it's probably just echoes, you know?
It sounds messy. You know, just be careful, okay?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I will be.
Conrad says he'll never get over Belly, and in conjunction with everything else, it likely foreshadows that next season we'll see Conrad struggling to move on.
Belly, I don't think I could ever get over you.
Season 2 also features a lot of moments that highlight the emotional connection Belly and Conrad have, and even at times contrasts their connection with Belly and Jeremiah's. This next scene portrays Belly and Conrad in sync, domestic and intimate, while Jeremiah is jealous, which makes his relationship with Belly seem unsteady in comparison.
You cold?
No, I'm okay. I like it chilly. Just need like... Oh, thank you.
This is demonstrated in the next scene as well, even though at this point Conrad is upset and petty.
Don't waste your money, buddy. She likes his better.
They're practically the same.
Not to Belly. She thinks Swedish fish tastes like candles. She likes sour.
Why do you even care?
I don't.
That's bullshit.
You still want these?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
What'd you get?
Ooh, Sour Patch, my favorite. Oh, I could eat the Swedish fish after.
No, it's okay. I got them for me.
Okay.
I know there have been a lot of protests over Jeremiah not knowing Belly's favorite candy because he's her best friend. I would argue that, yeah, if you sat Jer down in a trivia game, he would be able to guess Belly's favorite candy, but Belly loves most candy, and he hasn't spoken to her in a year. Maybe her favorite candy has changed. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter, because the show is using it to show that Conrad knows Belly better than Jeremiah does. Again, putting Belly and Conrad on solid foundation, and Jeremiah on a shaky one. Belly and Conrad are depicted as the ones with the emotional and physical connection needed for a long-term relationship. Belly and Jeremiah are depicted with a sexual chemistry that can't sustain a relationship. It's not that it's impossible for them to have the emotional side of it. Jeremiah clearly feels an emotional attraction to Belly. Their closeness as friends makes the relationship deeper for him. But Belly is focused on the sexual part.
With Jeremiah, I thought it would be really weird because we've been friends for so long, but it was surprisingly really hot. Like, really, really hot.
Pretty hot. It's like Wattpad level hot. I know. You could sell that. I know.
Through Belly's words and actions, it's clear she's not looking for that emotional connection with Jeremiah, even if she doesn't realize that yet.
I spent so much of my life dreaming about what it would be like to be with Conrad. And
And with Conrad, I wasn't even in my body. I think I kind of blacked out. The call came the second week of September, 3 weeks since the last time I'd seen him. It felt like a dream, unreal. But dreams aren't real. And now I want something real.
To clarify, magic in a relationship doesn't have to be a grand romantic gesture, like sneaking out to drive to cousins in December. It could be something small and ordinary. For example, adults might see romance in a partner cooking dinner when it's not their turn. For teens like Belly and Conrad, it could be math tutoring or staying up until 2 a.m. on the phone listening to your partner talk about the minutia of their daily life. Because the magic is really more about emotional connection, which is why Belly focusing on the sexual, real part of her relationship with Jeremiah isn't a good indicator for them long term. All week, Belly has been repeatedly telling Jeremiah that she doesn't love or want Conrad anymore, but Belly doesn't actually know how she feels.
What did it feel like when you weren't in love with him anymore? Like, how'd you know?
Well, part of me will always love your dad, but it's different now. I think love has different seasons, depending on where you are in your life.
You're talking like a writer, Mom. What does that even mean?
It means you should ask yourself, is what you're feeling remembering what you had together or looking forward to what you could have?
What if you don't know?
I guess don't beat yourself up about it. You're still young. You know, I want you to have lots of lovers before you settle on one person, Bean.
Her mom can't tell her how she feels, but her advice is to date more than one person before settling down. It foreshadows that Belly and Jeremiah will end the season together, but it also leaves Belly with unresolved feelings for Conrad, which are bound to come back around. Then we have the classic foreshadowing that if someone protests too much, the opposite is likely true.
I actually have this one taped on the mirror in my bedroom.
Yeah, look at how you're mooning over Conrad.
It was a long time ago.
Really? Because it seemed like you were looking at him like that earlier.
No, I wasn't.
At the store? I felt like I was walking in on something.
He's still in love with you. You have to see that.
No, that's not true. Trust me, Conrad has made that very clear. It's over for both of us. Whatever you think you saw last night, you're wrong. There is nothing left between me and Conrad.
There'll always be something between you and Conrad.
Earlier in the season, when Belly is yelling at Conrad on the beach, the show alludes to the right person, wrong time point I talked about before.
Why didn't you tell me you went to Jeremiah about us? Why? Why?
I don't know!
If I had known... If I had known that you'd done that, that you cared that much about me and about us, if I'd known that I would have fought for you.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I would have fought for us. I mean, at prom. And at the funeral. I mean, I would have been there for you through everything.
I thought you knew. I thought you knew.
Even while trying to start something with Jeremiah, she's yelling at Conrad about how she never would have let him push her away if she'd known how much he loved her and been secure in that.
I knew that you and Conrad had talked in the fall about me. But I had no idea that he came to you begging for your blessing.
Actually.
I'm sorry. I keep trying to make everything right, and I just keep fucking it up.
It's not just about you, Belly. Conrad and I are mad at each other about all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I'm sure that Conrad was just only trying to, fix.
Don't defend him to me. Just this once, please.
I'm not defending him.
It's foreshadowing that the triangle isn't over, and like Jeremiah said, there's always going to be something between Belly and Conrad. Further playing into the idea of right person, wrong time. The show doesn't do a lot of directorial foreshadowing. It's typically just written right into the script, but in the season 2 finale, we get this.
Back another beer and pretend that you're still here. This is how to disappear.
We've discussed it at length, so I'm only going to mention the infinity of it all. That's a major foreshadow. And something that I wouldn't have brought up at this point in the show/story, but now I have to because the show chose to do it. Conrad challenges Belly and Jeremiah doesn't.
And sure, Jer's easier. Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You know, he doesn't challenge Belly. Not the same way Conrad does. She's deeper than a lot of people give her credit for, and she deserves someone who sees all the amazing, complex things that she has to offer.
You think that's Conrad?
I know it's not Jeremiah.
I think there's a million different ways to interpret this and run wild with theories, which isn't bad, but I'm more interested in Jenny putting it into the show. On the meta side, that perspective is coming from Jenny, not Steven. It's an insight into how Jenny sees the different dynamics. Steven is essentially saying that he doesn't think Jeremiah's the guy who will challenge Belly to be a better version of herself. Rather than this being something we're supposed to have seen already, I think it's a foreshadowing for season 3. Steven also brings up the emotional connection aspect that I've already talked about, so I won't go into it. But I just want to flag that Steven is furthering the narrative that Belly and Jeremiah are lacking a deeper emotional connection. Which finally brings me to the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think and what else you would like to see for The Summer I Turned Pretty.